I'm Shane.
I'm Bo.
We are Kentucky Fried Critics.
Hillbilly Day.
That's right. We are officially at an episode feeling a little closer to home.
Yeah, it is.
Even though, technically they're deeper south than us. But, I don't know about you. I know people like each of the stereotypes, right?
Yeah.
Before we go any further, Beverly Hillbillies. We said hillbilly. We need to make sure everybody knows.
Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, the specific type. Because, some movies' depictions of hillbillies is really bad. This one is fun bad.
It's fun bad.
Again, nobody is really these things. Well,
no.
Nobody is really this far of these things.
Actually, you know what? I feel like these portrayal of hillbilly is far more, gentlemanly and nice than the ones we got around here.
Tends to be. But that's what happens when you go further south. They give that southern charm to their hillbillies.
A fine southern gentleman.
Right.
I'm sitting on my porch drinking my iced tea.
But yeah, so
it sure is hot now.
Okay, sir. Calm it down. On the note of hot and what you might drink for a hot day, though, we're doing the Beverly Hillbillies, Bo.
We're doing Country Boy Brewing's Hillbilly Hustle.
That's right. A blackberry lemon lager.
I like it.
It's good. I'm not going to say there's a single problem with it.
Summer, right? You got blackberries and lemon. What else do you fucking want?
Well, certainly, again, we come from a family where blackberry picking was a
thing.
Family thing.
Yeah, we all
would go out and pick blackberries with our grandpa because he loves himself some He hated strawberries and he loved himself a blackberry. And so
blackberry jelly. We always
blackberry
had
jam, exactly. Most families might have went for the strawberry one. He said, I hate strawberries.
I will deal with the thorns, and so will these fucking grandkids.
They'll learn to love it.
Grandpa, I'm bleeding. Suck
Whatever,
on it.
Suck it up.
Just lick it off. You're fine.
But yeah, so again, this is a great, fun sipping on, again, like you said, hot day,
summer day,
which is what we're in the middle of.
Right.
Heat wave. Jesus. So this is a nice little reprieve.
Nice. Good word. I like that word.
Thank you. I try sometimes. We've not drank enough for me to not be able to pull out the random.
We're working on it. We're halfway through our second one.
It's okay. Again, now that we're shifting how we record, it's not like we need to have it for the full time we're going. Right? It's a little bit easier, a little bit more laid back. It's okay. That was the subtle reminder that we are doing things differently. They're still keeping strong with the new format. Before we get into everything with the movie, again, love the first part of the beer.
Country Boy killing it as
You're
usual.
You're doing great. We want to stop, tell people, you need to keep an eye out for us. Our social media. Again, last time we did the full wrap. We've not done that in a while. We're not going to come at you with it again today.
Yeah.
You don't need the double reminder.
You know where we are.
You can find us.
Like
You're
us.
here. Hopefully you know where to find us.
You like us. You love us. You've told your friends, hopefully.
But on that note, you may not know of our friend who we just did, literally for us, 2 days.
Yeah,
for
2
you
days.
Guys, only 4 or 5. It's still not going to be that far.
Not that long.
Separated. We just went and did a guest spot on an episode of someone's podcast, Frank at Reels of Cinema. You guys definitely will have to check it out when it comes out.
Yeah, it should come out after this episode.
Yeah, it should be coming out.
Comes out.
I don't want to say anything about what we did because I don't know if he announces early, right? I don't want to be the person who's spoiling.
Yeah,
it's one thing to say we're guesting. That doesn't spoil too much. I don't want to be like, and this is what he did. Right?
Full breakdown. We're just going to talk. This is the episode we're going to talk about what we did with Frank.
Well, that would be a Patreon special.
Yeah, it would actually. Yeah.
To be like,
so you got to pay for that.
Yeah,
we'll do that later. Maybe.
Now you're committing us to have to do that, and we're getting further away from when we said it. And
we'll see how drunk we are
and we
by the
tend
end.
to drink a lot. You're making it harder for us to talk about that. Next time, in the future, that's what we will do for Patreon people.
Our fans know how this works. They know how we're drunk by the end of this.
They know sometimes we throw out these silly ideas that never come to fruition, but we'll try.
Yeah, we will.
Our commitment from now on has been that we'll try. We've decided that we much like Jedi, we do not work in full stops, right?
We don't work in absolutes.
It does not happen that way. because we screw ourselves every time we try to say that. That's why we ended up with so many 3-hour episodes. Because we were like, oh, but we'll be okay. We'll make it through.
Fine.
We were trying to work through our absolute of we have to keep doing it this way. No. This is much better.
The less a man makes declarative statements, the more unlikely he is to be made a fool of in retrospect. There's a nice Southern saying for you.
I appreciate that, and that's a good way for us to get back on track. Look at that. Look at both of us trying to evolve.
Dropping some wisdom and segueing.
So let's go ahead. Let's start talking about this. Let's go through. I'm not gonna lie to you. I slacked on a little bit of my research. Normally, I do the director. I do the writer. I did not do those ahead of time for us, but I will still look at it. I'll look at it first.
Okay.
So we can find out together if it's somebody we know. Or
we'll learn together since we didn't do this earlier.
Penelope,
I could help more.
Penelope Spheris is the director. I have no idea. Never
Good
heard.
fucking job, though, if this is your only movie you've
Oh,
done.
no. Wow. No.
Oh, it's not?
Not only is it not, she's been on the podcast before, but it was before we started doing director talk. She's the director of The Little Rascals.
No way.
She is also the director of Wayne's World. Or maybe we even did talk. I feel now that I'm saying it, I feel like maybe we did, but it was back before we before it was important to us. Like it was one of those I was just listing it really fast, right? But she is also the director of what is this? I see a couple more. Suburbia, not the one from the 90s. If people are familiar with that one, sorry. Just I know that there are two, and so I don't want people to get confused. Senseless? Do you know that one?
I love that fucking movie. We need to do that movie.
It's a weird one. It's a good one. It's Matthew Lillard, right?
Yeah, Matthew Lillard. He's got all the piercings. Look,
and
my
Marlon
happy
Wayans,
trail.
right? Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a funny one. So yeah, okay.
You did this to me.
See, and now this though further proves why I should have done the research. Why we started doing the research
to begin with,
because we used to think we didn't care.
Now we do.
Now we know that we do care, because sometimes these people
round of applause for
they apparently do have a way of picture capturing our childhood.
Right? Goddamn.
Oh, Bo, this one's strictly for you. This is maybe what I remember about her, is that she did a bunch of music videos. She was the director of the Megadeth "In My Darkest Hour" music video.
Nice.
Night Ranger, yeah. I Did It for Love. Yeah, she did. That's a bunch
good
of
one
music
too.
Videos. Yeah, okay.
Hell yeah.
She did a documentary, "The Decline of Western Civilization Part 2: The Metal Years."
Well, that just sounds badass.
I'm giving you. So yeah,
chick seems cool. We should hang out.
This is why we do this now. I apologize everything else I have. I just forgot to do this.
Get her on the show.
Well, it's not even because of any reason in particular. It's because when I hit the writers, I checked out before I decided to look at the director. Because this is one of those things, they reference so many episodes of the actual TV show that when you do writer credits for the movie, they have to have a long list. Yeah. And I definitely didn't feel like
listing 18 people
or going through it to check which one was the modern day person.
Yeah.
And again, that's horrible. That's on me. We should do better. We're the ones that want to do a podcast.
I mean, we're just two jackasses on the internet that drink beer.
But yeah, we should still try. We tried to educate people.
You
looked. I did. I tried.
You looked and saw how big it was, and like any red-blooded American, you went, fuck that, and skipped it.
It's true. But because of that, I do apologize
at least you feel bad
to Penelope for not looking her up, because as a director, we should have been looking her up.
Hell yeah.
That's all I wanted to circle back to tell her I was sorry.
At least you know you did wrong.
Yeah,
you feel sorry about it.
And I'm fixing it. Like a true Southern person
would. Like a true Southern boy. You felt bad about it. You apologized. Now it's all over.
On the note of true Southern boy, we do have one as our kickoff of our cast that we can go into. Not only, sometimes we do that as like a segue, but it's not someone important in the movie. This time it's both someone important and a great segue point. Because it's Jim Varney. He's literally like top billed. He's the name.
He's Jed.
Well, not only that, like at the time, dude, think about who Jim Varney was in the 90s at the time. Yeah. He is literally one of the bigger names from this
There's
movie.
been a few Ernest movies by this point.
Oh yeah. This is 93 when this came out.
Didn't Go to Jail just come out like the year before?
Probably, and he would have already done Camp
Yeah.
and Christmas, and you get what I'm saying? Like he did Stupid, might have already came out.
Yeah, probably would have, or it came out this year.
Yeah. So you could, he.
Man,
now,
he worked a lot in the early 90s, didn't he? Shit.
Now, on that note, all of those Ernest movies were almost a detriment to him. The writers were almost like, Varney? You want Ernest?
You want Ernest in this movie?
They were.
It's not that wacky of a movie, guys.
They were not about it until he came in, showed off how skillful of an actor. Like we all know,
he's a real actor. Remember,
if you had watched any of the Ernest movies, you'd even know that. The parts he does, we said during Scare Stupid, when he does Shakespeare,
it's great.
It grabs you. The man's an actor. He's a thespian.
Yes. He's classically trained too.
Yes,
didn't
well,
he,
exactly.
Go
that's
to
why
Juilliard or
that's why I
some
said he's
shit?
a thespian because he is classically trained. That's what makes the difference. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's what we're gonna say makes the difference right now. But yeah, so Jim Varney is here. He is doing an amazing job as Jed.
Yep.
They totally
Perfect casting.
Yeah, like they had one other person in mind, and visually, I'll tell you, me and you talked about this. Visually, I think he could have nailed it.
Yeah.
As Sam Elliott.
Visually,
he would have looked great. The hat,
I don't
the
think he has
mustache
the
peeking
comedic
out.
timing.
No,
for
not at
like
all.
This. He's
well,
too serious.
maybe now.
Well, yeah,
I've seen him in some things, but in 90,
he's older now. He's I don't
in
care.
93, the kind of acting he did, I don't know if I was pulling out that he was being.
No, he just
Jed.
came off a Tombstone. I think so.
He's not. I don't. They went the right way.
Yeah.
Varney was the way to go, 100%. Moving down our list, so that way we can hopefully not get trapped in our usual bog down of being here forever, even with our tidbits sprinkled in. Diedrich Bader as our Jethro Bodine. I just love Bodine. It's such a fun name to say. Bodine.
Jethro Bodine.
Diedrich Bader, another one of those. Well, I'll stop now. They're all perfect casting.
Yeah, he looks just like the dude from the show.
All of these people that they did, like again, there was whoever was in charge of casting the story, right? They cared.
Yeah,
this is like a true love letter to the show.
Hollywood should pay more attention.
They should do this more often.
This is how you do a reboot to something.
Yeah, if you're gonna make the movie especially something that old, don't give me straight hokey comedy.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Give me this. Like, show me that you care. Show me that you loved the source material. And this does.
Hire showrunners that actually like the source material. That's the biggest problem. Half the time they hire somebody to run the show and they go up and they do an interview and they're like, oh, well, I really want to get away from the main thing the author was trying to do because I don't really agree with it. Then why are you working on it?
Yeah.
Go do something you want to do.
Well, we lucked out here because, like we said,
for real.
Nobody from top to bottom had. I mean, these people all cared.
Masterclass.
Well, because, like you said, Diedrich Bader, dude, like
he sounds like
he looks and sounds, and maybe not. Like some people might be trying to be like, well, I don't know. I watched some of it, and he doesn't. So I'm not necessarily telling you to go back and look at some of the show, but look at some of the the return of the Beverly Hillbillies, like the made-for-TV movies.
Yeah.
Like are you familiar with any of them?
No.
There's one of them where they come back and Jethro had been a race car driver during the off time between either the last made for TV movie or the TV show.
Did he just soup up his truck?
Well, no, I can't remember.
I can see it. He'd just be like, well, why would I buy a new one? I just gonna do this here to it.
But the look of the actor at the time for that one, like I swear to you, it's literally like Diedrich Bader saw that movie and said, "That's the version of him I want to be." Because he, dude, like spot on. He looks just like him in that
movie
one.
over and over again. That was his
dude.
research for the role.
It could. Well, I mean, it's still great. It was so again, but those made-for-TV reunions were also like the perfect way to do that because they were over hamming up the character. Which, if you're doing this, is what you want to see because you want to see how the guy who played the character thought going over the top, but still believable in the character was. It works. I like
Full ham, chew the scenery.
Well, I mean, Bader did it,
Yeah,
and he did it good, dude. Like anytime he's on the faces, the goofy, yeah, dude. Like
the big goofy, just dumb smile.
Yeah, dude. Diedrich Bader nailed it. He killed it. I love Dietrich Bader. He's funny. Yeah. He's in a lot of funny
stuff. Funniest bit. He's the funniest part of the Drew Carey show.
Oh no, well because he was
every time that he's
Ryan Stiles is pretty funny.
Yeah, but
it's certainly not Drew Carey.
No,
I'll give
not.
you that. Yeah, I will give you that.
Drew,
part.
My boy, I love you. Kane chokeslammed you all the time, and I love to see it. But you were not the funny one on the show.
Dude, everybody else was right. Craig Ferguson.
Yes, the boss.
Yeah, dude, everybody else.
Mimi.
Yes,
chick with all the makeup.
Everybody else was funny on that show.
The show wouldn't have worked if it was just Drew Carey.
Yeah, dude. The cast, the ensemble made that one. Yeah, made that one for sure.
To tie into our French tutor.
To segue back to our ensemble here as well, let's go ahead and hit our next of the Clampett clan. Erica Eleniak. That I feel like I've heard that before. Is the person who played Ellie Mae Clampett. It's one of those people that, again, every time I see her, I feel like I don't know her. And then I went to do this, and I was like, holy shit, not only do I know her, but for being the hot chick, trust me, guys, if you were at like roughly our ages when you saw this, then you might have even been thinking to yourself the same thing that we're about to say. Man, I wish I could have seen her a little more revealing.
There you go.
Let's put it politely, right? Let's try to be Southern gentlemen about this. There is certainly a movie where you could see that extra little bit of her.
And on top of it, it's a really good
It's
movie.
A great movie.
I love this movie.
Under Siege. She's
the
character.
The only good Seagal movie.
But she is the one. She's the one that comes out of the cake and the the scene. You know what we were talking about.
Right before everything goes to hell and Tommy Lee Jones is
right before that movie takes the twist.
Right after his badass fucking jazz blues fucking song, he's up there fucking just jamming with the harmonica. Sorry, I'll save it for when we actually do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's not go too far on that. I got more to say about her because she also, again, like I said, I think I don't remember her, but then all of a sudden I did the research and I was like, I know everything. Well, not everything. She's been in a lot of B movies, but one of those B movies is one of my favorite B movies, and that's Dracula 3000, because you got to love
monsters in space, right?
And again, that title of that one came out after Dracula 2000, right? They were trying to bank on you thinking it was somehow tied to
into that one. Absolutely not.
Not at all. They tricked you 100%. But Coolio's in it.
Hey, that's all you need, man.
And it's vampires in space. And so is Erica Eleniak.
Is she a vampire? She's a
main... No, she's the
main chick. That's
she's the badass. She's the Ripley, or
Yeah.
She's the badass. But one other thing I found, and this was I found after I was done. I wasn't even looking up anything about the movie anymore. And it popped up because of her other, some other random podcast or a short came up and it was people talking about the fact. So she is also the girl in E.T. She's the one that Elliot throws to the ground, some other kid, and stands on top of him so he can make out with her.
When he's channeling the drunk of E.T.
Yes, when he's being that brave, let me get this kiss, and they show
Dutch courage, brother.
They show the black and white transition when he kisses. Yeah, it's her. So yeah, she has been in Hollywood forever,
for a long time.
Done a few big movies.
It's that name,
and then done a lot of really.
It's that name. That's why you can't remember that last name. You're just it doesn't register in my head, so it just immediately gets erased. I can't pronounce it.
But yeah, so she is definitely more famous than most of us think. Again, this is not just me. My wife said the same thing. I know you said the same thing. We all were just like, no, she's not anything else.
Yeah,
the rest of the family, yeah.
You could have told me this was her first movie. I would
totally
have fucking believed you. I'd have been like, oh yeah, sure.
Good on her. Well, hear the thing that's even going to blow your mind more?
Yeah.
Under Siege came out the year before. So she's playing a high school kid in this movie after being
a stripper in the other one.
A stripper who's along for the action for some of Under Siege.
She kills a few people in that movie.
So yeah, that's wild, right? That's insane to think of, right?
Yeah.
That's the 90s.
Now I want to go watch Under Siege. I think I'm going to do that when I get home.
Maybe we can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can work on that.
Yeah.
It seems like something that we could easily find. Under Siege.
Yeah.
Those are two easy words to maybe find something that could
beer.
Yeah,
there has to be.
Now that we've got the idea in our head, I'm sure we'll find something. Yeah, real quick and easy. Let's wrap up our Clampett clan. You like that? Clampett clan?
Clan.
It's fun to say that. Cloris Leachman as Granny, and god damn, dude, because she wasn't that old.
No, the fucking old lady makeup is so good on her.
Everything, dude. She
looks
definitely
like
she
Granny.
studied that character. I remember
She
watching.
sounds like Granny.
You know, again, we've both said this, like the '90s and like the HBO, how they would always show you like behind the. I watched those, and I remember that being one of the things. It was like every interviewer would talk to her about like the dedication and how much like. You know, like how much she was throwing respect to the actress who played Granny because she was taking it so, and she does. Again, she's silly.
She has the movements. Like
She's-
she moves like Granny from the show.
She's got
the way
this-
she holds that shotgun in the chair. I ain't going nowhere.
The teeth, dude. Dude, those prosthetic teeth she put in had to be such a pain in the butt to wear. But they
Right.
look great. They're
great.
phenomenal. Or if that's makeup, if whatever they did here, it's.
There ain't no way that's her real teeth.
I don't know, dude. They back in the day they used to do that grease paint shit. on your teeth
Yeah,
and
where
stuff
they
to-
just put the shit on there.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'd have to really.
I've heard they quit doing that because it like eats your gums away.
Yeah, but
or
this
something.
is '93.
Yeah, it's true.
Cigarettes were still kind of okay.
Yeah, you could smoke real cigarettes on set.
Us, yeah.
Now you have to have those the weird herbal fucking ones,
Or the ones that just puff out the fake smoke.
fake smoke. Yeah. I've seen that. Those bother me because you can clearly tell like you're blowing.
Yep.
Those are the gimmick cigarettes you bought at the county fair, and your mom would take them from you because like you don't need those.
But so that's officially all of our Clampett clan. Again, Cloris Leachman, we don't need to say a ton about because she's Hollywood royal. Like she's huge.
She was
You know
MVP
her.
before this movie was made, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, and again, like she's been in tons of stuff, and she's again movies and TV shows. She's done everything, dude. Like she's.
Was she
She's
on
Cloris
Barnaby Jones too? Didn't they have her guest spot on?
Probably.
few
She's
times?
old enough to
Yeah.
100% have been on it. So that's our Clampett clan, but we still have quite a few people to go. That's why I was
There's
like, we
so
need to kinda
many.
try to go.
This entire there's some guest spots that are like,
huge.
God damn.
That are huge. Our next one that again, if we're gonna do fairness to the show, the next person we should mention is obviously gonna be Mr. Drysdale.
Yeah,
right.
the banker guy.
Because that's a major character.
He's in
the
every
show.
episode.
Yeah.
He's like the thing that revolves around the wacky antics of the day,
And
usually, and he's very flabbergasted and just like,
I think. So Dabney Coleman. That's who we got playing him again.
What a name.
Well, and he's been this. You know this guy.
I think we could just get away with calling him Dab.
Yeah,
What's up, Dab?
Probably. That's probably what people
Yeah.
called him. Because it didn't have
Sweet.
It didn't have connotations back then.
It's even funnier now.
But yeah, so everybody knows him. This guy has been around. He's been in a ton of things, and one thing in particular. Now that I've said him, that I'm going to bring up because we're going to use it to segue into two more people that are in the cast here. Lily Tomlin as Mrs. Hathaway, Jane, and
you, Jethro, me, Jane.
and special guest appearance by Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Making this a pseudo 9 to 5 reunion because the three of them are all in 9 to 5.
Just never in the same shot
No.
in this
That's
movie.
why I said pseudo. That's why
you
I said
wanted it though. You just like just one. They don't even have to like they don't even have to say anything. Just like Dolly's over here, kind of off on the left. They're over here. You can have Jed in the middle. Just like have them in the same shot.
Varney's the only one who gets screen time with Parton in the movie for sure.
Yeah.
But she's playing herself, so it kind of it tracks for
It's
that to be
rich
what
people
we're saying.
having a celebrity come play at their
Well, she
birthday.
even said though they
He
paid a lot of money
for me.
Yeah, Dolly was great in this. But so on to Lily Tomlin.
She's so fucking
dude. Okay,
good.
so she's been on the podcast. We did
Big
Big
Business.
Business, which is funny because of the 9 to 5 connection. Because you wanted to do Big Business over 9 to 5. You even said it. You were like, "I want Big Business," and you're like, "We could have done 9 to 5." And you're like, "I like Big Business."
Yeah, Big Business is
It's funnier.
It's funnier. I like it better.
But yeah, so it all segues together right there for you.
Right.
Lily Tomlin brought like this massive connection point, right? All in one.
Couldn't have had Bette Midler for just a second. Just walk through frame, right? Just she's like, no, the scene where Jethro has the billboard and all the rich chicks come in. Just have fucking Bette
Be one of the
Midler
people
walk
walking
in.
through.
That would have been so good.
I agree. It would have been great. Yeah. So Lily Tomlin in the movie is, dude. She is.
She's
so
hilarious.
good. She's hilarious. She's great.
She's mugging. She's mugging for the camera.
She is probably the only person who they let do more of her own thing than to try to mimic the character, because the character in the show was just kind of hysterical lady.
Yeah.
She wasn't really like, she was kind of a stereotype of women that they moved away from.
Yeah.
The constantly just like panicking and freaking out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have any of my stuff in order.
But now they did keep some of the character traits of her. They did keep the lecherously going after Jethro part coming. And she plays it even better.
Yeah, she does.
It's so comical when she says the thing. Like, it's so good. Because
the
like
computer thing where she's all talking dirty, doing the computer speak.
In the TV show, it always felt more... It felt like Jethro knew, but he was just like kind of shutting it down. The way her and Bader do it is so perfectly like... She's throwing out the overly, like, a lot of people might not catch hints. And why she's throwing it out to the dumbest guy in the world, who is certainly not going to catch the hints. You know what I mean? Like, it's
not going to work.
So much funnier to watch the two of them, because it's just like, like, again, in the show, it's way different. The vibe's different. It's a lot more like he's just kind of shutting her down some of the times. This one's 100%
like he just does not understand what's happening. Poor innocent child.
Bader pulls his part off way better. She's so much more better with the comic timing of the hitting on him than from the show. Yeah, I loved it. I'm just partial to Lily Tomlin. I don't know, but either way, it's great.
No, her and Diedrich Bader are the best parts of the whole movie.
Yeah, they're great. We have, I want to say, two more big people that I want to mention. And then maybe a couple of small people. The two big people, they're just two more characters that obviously we have to talk about. One of the characters technically introduces the other one, but I like the other one better. So we'll start with Leah Thompson, right? Like, that's the better one to start with.
She's back. She returns.
Playing Laura Jackson, or Laurette, if you want to.
Yes, Laurette.
When she's in her French persona.
Terrible
her fake
French accent.
Persona. Yes, she is one of our two antagonists, right?
I'm not used to seeing her be the bad guy.
Well, but she's only like, yes, it's what she's doing is bad, but she's not like a bad guy. The end scene when they're getting arrested was almost aggressive.
Yeah,
right. Like, you're almost like, did we have to go that far?
I mean, be easy with her. She's just kind of screws. She was just trying to screw some rich asshole out of his money. Don't be rough with her.
Just because we like this rich asshole, we all know most of the time we don't. We're on Jethro's side.
Yeah, we're on. But we know him. We know he came.
Jed, sorry.
We know he came from nothing and just kind of lucked into his money, and he's a good old Southern boy. The rest of them rich assholes can eat it, though.
Now, obviously, we don't need to say a whole lot about Leah Thompson. We have said plenty. She's been on the podcast. Well, she's been on the podcast 3 times. I think
she's been on more than anybody.
At minimum 3 times. Because Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. And I definitely know I still want to do several more. Off the top of my head. Oh, that's right.
Space Camp.
That's right. No, don't. We'll be here
I know
forever.
there's at least one more.
But I know of at least Howard the Duck is going to be on. Like,
it's
one of my favorite movies, and it's a Lucas movie, and it's Tim Robbins. Like, I mean, there's 1,000 reasons we're doing Howard the Duck. At
Feathery
some point.
duck titties.
Yes.
Yo.
So again, Howard the Duck is on the menu. It's happening at some point. So she will come back again. We'll talk more about her then, because again, she's
any excuse. We can do her shitty Lifetime movies. I don't care. I love Leah Thompson.
She's a small character in this one, so we'll save the deep dives when she's a bigger character, right? Like, I think we can all agree. But again, we love her. That's all that really needs to be said here.
Call me.
Last person we're going to mention is Rob Schneider, because I'm not the biggest Rob Schneider fan. This is at least peak Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
This is when he was at least like
before
doing
South
shit.
Park started making fun of him, like Rob Schneider is the carrot.
Well, see, but I hated him in that era of him. It's not even South Park. Like, I just hated when he started doing those, like the animal, the hot chick, this, and that, like, oh, dude.
The first Deuce Bigelow was like where it stopped being good, and it just went downhill from there.
And that's awful for him to hear if he ever listened to this, because I'm sure he's like, that's when my career really took off. And it's like, maybe, dude, but that's
you
when
got paid.
You started doing dumb shit because you were getting
good,
paid, right? Like, you should have only been doing Sandler movies, and we all know it.
Yeah,
we all know it. You know it.
Go back to Surf Ninjas, brother.
Sandler knows it. We all.
Sandler keeps trying to call you. I know you're ignoring his text because you think you're not good enough to do his movies anymore.
Okay.
Can't get Snyder's fucking PR team in our comment section. Cease and desist.
The last actual actor in the movie that I want to bring up is going to be Kevin Connolly. He plays the Drysdale son. Morgan.
Big M, Little Organ.
Yes. He was also on the TV show Unhappily Ever After. Do you know what this TV show is? Do you remember Greg the Bunny? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the perverted bunny?
Is that where that show's
show.
from?
That's the show he was in.
I can never remember what the show was, but I always remember this like dirty talking fucking bunny.
It's Unhappily Ever After. It's essentially
Married with Children with puppets.
It's Married with Children where Al finally divorces Peggy, because the whole setup here, and it's written by some of the same people. Like, so when I say that, I'm not even like pitching to you a fake hypothesis. That's almost how it was written. It's like Al divorces Peggy, but he still has to live in the house. Because again, we all know he doesn't have the kind of money he could have moved out. So he moves into the basement and then he starts talking to an imaginary bunny, Greg.
You remember that show used to come on TV and I'm just like, what is happening?
So think about the dynamic of Married with Children, right? Al, he's got a hot wife, but he doesn't think it's hot. He's got a hot daughter, and he's got a dumbass son. That is exactly the family dynamic in Unhappily Ever After.
Awesome. I'm going to go find it now that I know the name of it, because I keep remembering that fucking bunny. So the toilet talk too, and like a talking toilet.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think that was Greg's only friend outside of the dad.
I'm a sucker for puppets.
But so so you'll appreciate this.
Yeah.
And Kevin Connolly is the kid. He's the Bud replacement.
He's the Bud stand-in.
Yeah, so
they call him Sud.
I don't know. They all had new names. Oh, okay. They had clever names. So
instead of Al, it's Sal. You know,
that's why I had to mention Kevin Connolly. He was also in a few other like
Wasn't
random
he supposed
like these
to be
movies.
an Encino Man when he like one of the original dudes?
Maybe I don't think so, but maybe I could see it. He's got the look to be somebody in it. But yeah, so he's the last one I wanted to mention. Only because I wanted to mention Unhappily Ever After, and luckily I did, because now it's helped you with an ages-old problem.
I'm trying to remember what that fucking show is called, because it would come on like 10 o'clock at night, right? You're flipping channels and you'd see this dirty talking gray bunny just fucking saying outlandish shit.
Okay. 2 last names that I want to mention that are in it, and then we can start talking about the movie. One, because he has to be mentioned, is Buddy Epson. You know who that is?
The original Jed.
That's right.
The OG. Barnaby motherfucking Jones.
Which I love. I love that they brought him on this show to be his other famous character. Because they could have brought him on. They could have made him Great Grandpa Clampett.
Yeah, they could have,
Right? They could have made him Granny's dad, who was still alive. Yeah. They could have went wild
Sitting over by the whiskey still.
Well, they just, like, how they would do it today. Today, 100%, they would have just put him in, like, a more tattered version of the Jed clothes and called him Great Grandpa Clampett. His
hat has more holes in it.
Yes, exactly. I love that they brought him on as his other TV persona. They were like, okay, so everybody knows this guy is 2 people, and they're going to be expecting to see him.
Yep. Complete misdirect. Look, check it out. Barnaby Jones is here.
As Barnaby Jones, like at getting the
full character, man.
No, when she gets the thing, best PI in all the city. I fucking lost it as soon as the fucking cut to the desk and Barnaby Jones. And that's one of those ones. We're the end of the people that'll get that.
Yeah,
we were already watching it. We were already watching it secondhand,
right.
if you will, right? Like, but today's generation will not. Like, if they were to watch this movie because they hear us talking, but they won't. They'll be like, why were they popping so much for this guy?
You all aren't educated. Y'all gotta go learn you some old TV.
Well, and on that, the last one I want to mention is 100% one that kids will not understand, but will make you laugh as soon as I say which one it is. Zsa Zsa Gabor. I love that they
for
got
a half second
for a joke that was so topical. It was literally in the news when they were filming the movie. That's
She's
the only
some lady who's in here for a drive-by slapping.
She slapped. Well, because that's what
she did.
Yeah, that's what she
just
really
drove
did.
up and slapped the shit out. So did she like break her hand?
Yeah,
she was
it was a cop. Yeah, she slapped a cop and she got arrested for it. And they made dude. It was
laughed my ass off.
It was choice. Love that she.
I love at the end.
I love that she had a fun time.
I
love that she had a fun time with it herself, like kind of laughing about it and being like, "What? Me?" You know, like the way she was about it. Oh,
the outtake at the end is great. She's just like, "What? It ran into my hand."
It was good. It was good. On that, again, there are tons of other people. I'm sure that other people know big name. Again, this is one of those type of things. Like, people pop up.
Yeah,
people
anybody that was good in Hollywood is probably in this movie.
But at that point, we can't take the time to try to like pull out the magnifying glass looking for everybody. We just got to get into this movie.
Yep.
I love this movie, dude.
I do too.
Before we go into anything, I want to say what a travesty it is. Me and Bo, we found this beer a while ago. I think we even got the beer without. No, you knew. You won Beverly Hillbillies from the beginning. But so yeah, he was like Beverly Hillbillies. He said it. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I'm down. I love that movie. I went to
find it anywhere.
I went to go look for it. I was like, okay, we'll watch it. Well, where's it streaming? No services had it. I was like, okay, whatever. Where am I going to rent it from? No services had it to rent from. Internet Archive. Right,
our last ditch, the one that always kind of saves us.
I did massive searches on YouTube for people who may have uploaded it with random fucking names. Nothing. This movie practically does not exist online. I found two shady as fuck type of old school internet download. You know, like
torrent style.
One of them was a torrent, and one of them was you the type of site that you would go to if it wasn't a torrent. Everybody knows.
Yeah,
you know, it was essentially just hosting the torrented file for you to watch from the website. Full of every one of the type of old school like pop-up ads and like I had to clean my computer. I felt dirty after going to it. You'd have thought there was porn on the other end of the site that I was going to.
I crashed a computer with Surf the Channel. Remember that fucking shit?
Yes. So, you know, like but that's the only way you can find this. I felt horrible because at first like I told Bo, I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. We've got a VHS. I went through the attic and pulled out the VCR and looked through all of our VHSs. Couldn't even find it. I panicked. Me and Bo both were in a panic for a minute. We were like,
what do we do? What other hillbilly shit is there?
We could have
done The Hills Have Eyes now that I think about it.
There were a lot, and I've thought of plenty of them. But, you know, like, we also were all so close. It was close. It was like only a couple days ago where I was like, dude.
I don't know what to do.
Because we had so much others. We had our special thing going on.
Our guest spot and all this other shit.
So it was like we had so much other stuff that I was just like I wasn't ready to not find it. It wasn't in my bingo card for the year.
I have no contingency for this. What do I do?
But so luckily I found those questionable sites and I got it to where me and Bo, and it was a great quality copy.
It was. It was really good.
It's like it was 1080, so it was like Blu-ray. It was a Blu-ray. Which means there
should be streaming places.
So it exists on DVD. I don't know if it exists on Blu-ray. I don't know where a 1080 cut came from. But it definitely exists on DVD. It is like $50 to $60 to buy the DVD on Amazon right now because you can't find it anywhere.
God damn though.
Yeah, this is why we need to go back. Like, the whole reason we live in a streaming era is that way scarcity like that can stop happening.
Yeah, just put it up there.
If it's a rights issue, you guys shake hands and put it up.
Yeah, do the old do like they did in the movie. Do the old in the hand and shake on it. Yeah,
and then flip a coin on whose service it's on. Right? Like, do something. Give me something here.
Quit fucking arguing over fucking percentages of a cent.
If nothing else, put it on Amazon and make me rent it. I would even be fine with that. Let me have. This is a good. Like we said, people cared
about this movie.
This is a true passion project.
This is a love letter to the Beverly Hillbillies.
People deserve to be able to watch this movie. Well, now that we're just going to be talking about the movie itself and we're not doing our old format, let's just get in. I mean, as we've already said, there's not a lot of like if we had done this old style, it'd have been really flimsy to do, right? Like, because it's fun. It's a fun ride, but it's one of those type of movies, right? Like, it's not heavy. The plot's not.
No.
There's not a lot going on. It's pretty simple. Well, and if you know the show, you already get the basic premise, no matter what.
Yeah.
Basic premise. hillbillies moved to the big city.
They got rich and they moved out to Hollywood.
Cement ponds. He does the list.
That extra wide road.
We all get the basic setup here. But so the movie's specific setup is that once he gets to Beverly, he needs to find himself a woman who
He's
can
looking
help.
to get hitched.
Well, but he does. It's not even necessarily a woman for him. Remember?
Oh yeah, he wants to.
He's trying to find a woman who can help him
refine Ellie Mae because she's too much like a dude.
Yep.
She's always a fighting and a spitting and a fishing.
So the
she wrestles a bear. That's like the first scene of the movie. She wrestles a fucking bear for some honey.
The movie literally almost sets it up like secondarily that the wife, yes, he's searching for a woman, and that is the biggest thing. But he makes it clear that he's kind of looking for the woman to be the someone to help
teach
him.
her how to be a girl.
Because goddamn it, it's the dad from it's Marla Hooch's dad. Right?
Yeah.
Like he's like, goddamn, I did my best I could for her, but I'm only a man.
I only know how to do dude things.
Right?
So she's kind of doodly.
She's extremely doodly. She's only been around me and Jethro and the other kids.
She's one of the toughest dudes on the hill, really. You want to tell you?
So yeah, we all get the setup. The couple of nice things that they do for us is since it's the 90s now, we have to update a few pieces of information, right? Obviously, he struck more money.
Yeah.
Right? Like we can't whatever it was in the 70s
it's
can't
like
be the same amount of money
or whatever.
Can't be what they made today. It'd have been an Austin Powers
It
situation.
had $1 billion.
Well, he just said 1 million the first time and we'd all laughed and been like, yeah, okay, we can't use that amount.
You damn sure ain't buying that mansion for $1 million.
Yeah. So again,
you can barely buy a 2-story house for $1 million.
They had to adjust for inflation for us to believe the man actually struck it rich on this oil, right?
I've already got a problem with it.
Well, save that. Kuwait. I do
topical
appreciate
for
that.
93 though.
Yeah, no, that's why they did it. That's why they said they were like. I appreciated the name drop that they were like, you've got more oil here than Kuwait. I love, and not only that they said it, that he didn't get it, that he thought it was a bad thing.
Like, oh, well, ain't that just how it goes,
right? They were like, no,
that's good. He's just
we're gonna offer you $1 billion, and he was just like.
Got to say it right. $1 billion. You gotta get the pinky.
But as soon as they said that, they were like, I mean, the instantly to show how superior those guys who came with the oil deal thought they were to Jed. They instantly said, "Do you know anybody who could help you with that kind of money?" Right? Like they didn't just say it's yours. We'll sign it over. They said, "Do you know someone though?"
Do you know a banker or a lawyer or anything? Well, we got cousin Jethro. He went to college. He went to school in Oxford.
The place, the city,
Oxford County.
Town. Yeah, I love that, dude. It was so good.
Later in the movie, you find out he only graduated like 6th grade.
No,
only took me 3 tries.
3. Held up 4 fingers. He held up 4 fingers. It only took me 3 tries.
I mean, I took Spanish 1 4 times.
But you counted to 4 when you did it, right? Yeah, that's true.
I did count to 4 when I did it.
You were able to do that. This man couldn't even get
10.
his counting right. Uh-oh.
10.
Diaz, sir. You're talking about your Spanish class. Diaz. 10. Diaz. But yeah, so then we get to Beverly. Plus the way they did the update for the jokes is great, right? Like in the show, it wasn't so much let's see them interacting with all of Hollywood, or not even like Hollywood. Like we saw that it was like them dealing with other rich people.
Yeah.
This was let's see them interact with just everyday people. Which was so much hilarious.
When they're driving on the big, and why are they pointing at us, Jethro? It must be how they say hi. And
it's a California hi.
There, everybody got Granny and flipping them off and shit. Those one dudes pull the gun, and he's just like, "Oh, that's real nice, son. Here's what I carry." Pulls the shotgun out.
Yes, dude, it's all good. They nailed the
fish out of water.
Yes, it was so good. Like because again, like
culture shock. That's the word.
Well, it's not culture shock because for it to be culture shock, like they would have to be surprised, but they
they don't know how to deal with this culture.
No, other people have
what is this hillbilliness?
Yeah.
I don't know how to respond.
But their way of interacting with everything was definitely not cool. They were just like, whatever, I'll figure out how to make my life work with what they got.
Well, that's a Southern thing, isn't it? You just kind of like,
that's
just how we go.
Do the best you can with what you're given.
We're in this weird place with weird people. Ain't no reason to be mean. Be friendly and nice.
But yeah, so we get Leah Thompson shows up to be she's dating Rob Schneider, which is out.
I don't buy.
No,
I buy why Schneider's not getting any.
Yes.
In this relationship.
Well, again, like I hate that somebody felt like we even needed that character, right? Like
they could have been sister.
Well, they could have just let her be someone who saw it on the news, or on the TV, since they had the whole segment.
We recast Schneider as just the bumbling assistant dumb fuck to Mr. Drysdale.
Yeah, exactly.
And let him actually do his comedy stuff. Like they started to in the very beginning, his first scene where he knocks over the water thing and all this shit. Yes. But then that just stops. And he turns into like, oh, I'm scheming villain guy.
But he was never even the villain,
but he's
dude.
not.
Like, it was really her. She was the
just needed him to be the tech dude for the computer.
The one time.
It's your one job. You fucked it up.
But so that's what I'm saying. Like they literally could have just not had him in it, right? And just let her be one of the hundreds of people who saw Jethro's commercial.
Yeah.
For finding a wife. Since it said a billionaire.
Yep.
Have
her walk in right after Bette Midler walked across
there you
the
go.
screen,
there
right?
You go.
She walks up full gimmick,
exactly
got the big sunglasses, looking fabulous, right? She's like, I'm gonna win this fucking audition, bitch.
It was funny, guys. When I saw that scene, right, like where they have right after Jethro puts the commercial that he wasn't supposed to put out.
Yeah.
Out in the public.
Mr. Drysdale's eating his sandwich. I'm ruined.
Well, because it does specifically, it's like a billionaire, right? And so like me being the person, I guess I'm just not cynical enough. I saw the scene and I see all these different people and I was like, wow, look at that. I mean, I'm surprised there's such a wide plethora, like wide swath of different type of women.
My favorite's the old lady walking up, got her pearls, looking great. You know, she's just like, hell yeah, I don't care. I'm going to try.
Well, and then there's like the girl with the green hair. But so like I said it that way. I was like, wow, that's such a swath. That's like wide.
18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy.
No, my wife just looks at me and she just goes, well, yeah, because gold diggers knows no bounds.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, goddamn, I wasn't trying to say it like that. I wasn't trying to be cynical about it. I was
every
just
demographic of chick is capable of gold diggery.
Apparently, which is not what I was trying to get at, though. I was your
18-year-old punk rock chick to your 90-year-old fucking grandma. They're all willing to do it.
Like I was just trying to say it to be again, like giving kudos to casting, right? Like do they actually, because it's Hollywood.
You figure just a bunch of blondes.
It could have been. So I was just trying to be like
Pam Anderson clones.
You know, I was like, I'll give it to them for actually trying to say this is what LA really looks like, right?
There was some chick, she's like fucking Navy officer, got like all the medals and shit walking through.
Like there's the girl with the green hair. She's just like normal looking with green hair, but there's the girl with the piercings and the like weird
big stud going through her lip.
So again,
all of them.
Everybody. I was just trying to say, like, kudos to them for making sure to say, like, this LA is
two men, apparently.
Yes, and two men. LA is full of a lot of personalities. That's all I was trying to say. She was just like, yeah, every woman can be a gold digger. I was like, not what I was
going for.
Not the angle I was shooting from. You know what I mean?
Well, she is a cynical woman, I guess. She's like, all these gold digging bitches. I read the tabloids.
Well, in all fairness, so that's what they were. I wasn't trying to say that she was wrong. I was just trying to make sure that she understood this. That wasn't that my statement wasn't coming from a place of judging.
No, the Japanese lady was just trying to bring honor back to her family.
Well, some of those were business ladies. You could tell. Maybe
there was
they
one
were just
bitch in a full kimono, though.
Maybe they had money too, and they were just looking for someone. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know.
We will merge our business. That sounds more Japanese. Like, send the daughter over to merge the businesses together.
Well, on the note of like part of the movie is that he is looking for the perfect relationship. They end the movie by saying he doesn't do that. But if you ask me, the movie missed that. They should have circled back to the woman who got upset about
the horse breeding.
Yes, because I actually think if they could have finally realized
That's
the
what she was doing.
misunderstanding,
Yeah, it would have been fine. Because
that she would have gone on a date with him, and that he like they seemed like she was a good Southern lady. She ran a horse farm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's totally something Jed would have fucking been into. That's why when Drysdale was like, "No, he doesn't need to," I was like, "No, it seems like something he would do."
Yeah, both business wise, and again, she would have been the kind of woman.
Yep.
The movie should have circled back, right?
Really
like we should have had. She should have been at the end. For some reason, she showed up at the shindig after he shoots the shotgun. But yeah, like I feel like out of everybody we see in the movie, the random couple that we actually get to see a little bit more of, other than Laura, she's the one. She actually could have been a good match. Like because again, like even her, they're dual getting upset at each other when they start to realize, like, you know, like when he's like, you want me to do what? And when she finally hears what he thought, when she finally hears what he thought it was, and she just is straight up like, whoa, you thought what? And just, I was like, see, look, their sensibilities are the same.
Yeah.
They would have worked.
This is all just one of those funny things we laugh about later, right?
It's a meet cute.
Yes.
They had a meet cute. The movie just pretended like it didn't happen.
Yeah. Should have added another 10 minutes.
Give us the...
I could. Usually I'm over here like, no, you need to cut time. No, this one you can give me another 10 minutes. No, because
it's not like I'm not saying give us a full romance.
No, but like,
I'm saying like
hint at it at the end. Be like, he did find somebody.
I doubt that this movie was made with the idea that they were ever going to make a sequel, right?
Yeah.
Like, so if you know that you're never giving us more, that this might be the last official ever Beverly Hillbillies thing that people get to see.
Probably will if people never get to watch that.
That's what I'm saying. So they should have taken the chance to be like, let Jed have his happy ending.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, it doesn't even have to just kind of like, oh, well, hey, you're back. Well, I just, thought you'd something.
Yeah, something.
Give me another.
I agree.
During the party at the end, give me some little interaction with those two to give me hope.
Let's spend a little bit of time real quick talking before we get towards our official wrap up and special segments and stuff. Because we were both young, we were younger when this came out. So we both probably certainly focused more on the teen aspect, right?
Yeah.
Like that was the part that seemed more relatable to us because it was at least within a decade of the ages we were.
Right.
As opposed to 35 to 45-year-old person problems that the rest of the movie was.
Old man rich problems.
I don't know about you, but the bully stands up, dude. I thought he so stands up as like that kind of character that I was like, I've seen this guy in something else, right? I looked it up.
Nothing.
Only role ever.
I thought he was a terrible actor.
No, terrible actor, but I mean like looks. I'm just talking about looks.
He looks like it, but like, man, every time he said a line, I was like, Jesus, is that the best take we got out of you?
The 90s was an era of when I watched bad movies.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I thought that I had seen him in another respectable movie. I'm just saying I thought I had seen him somewhere. I was wrong.
Surely you're the dickhead in some horror movie, right?
Or, some other dumb, like some cheesy something. He's just the bully who's only there for like 30 seconds or something. Nothing.
High school drama.
But he definitely, that's how, again,
be on an episode of Saved by the Bell or something.
Talking about the casting, that's how good of a job they did. They picked a dude who I see him, and as a kid who grew up in the 90s, seeing bullies in high schools on TV all the time, he's perfectly that guy.
Yep.
I believe him to be that guy.
I did not expect him to be a nice guy. Just
the second
everybody else,
the douchey hair. Dude.
Everyone else in this movie is acting so well. Fake Southern accents, notwithstanding. But then you get to this kid, and it's like, Jesus, what the fuck?
Well, in all fairness,
is he the producer's son or something? There's some nepotism.
No, dude, he's just as far as I can see, nothing. He's got no,
He wasn't good. I'm not sorry to see him go.
Again, I wasn't. At no point did I say I thought he was a good actor, Bo. I said I thought he was an actor who had more work.
Just from the look.
Apparently, stage shows only. I guess maybe I don't know, but yeah. The look, though, was perfectly like 90s bully. He's got that like long in the front.
Yeah.
But just those two pieces,
bits.
right? Like everything.
You just want to curl them.
Everything
right?
past those 2 pieces of hair that hung down. Everything that's in the back, normal hair length. Just those 2 pieces. Because he had to look like something. I don't even know what that look was.
I don't know. Early 90s tough guy.
I guess though.
Reverse mullet, trying to get it all in the front.
It is totally party in the front, business in the back. It is the opposite of what it should be. He was the kid that was trying to fight back against the mullets of yesteryear that just ended from the 80s. We're looking at this. We hate the guy, but we're still coming up with a great backstory for this character.
Well, he needed something. His acting didn't do him any good.
But
I'm so sorry.
No,
I don't
you're
mean
fine.
to be
It's
mean.
great.
I'm sure he's a great person.
I do have to say though, this movie did do one thing that I'll give it a lot of credit for, especially this being 93. They were all on the women's rights.
Yeah,
she got to be on the wrestling team. The
she
coach
did.
literally came up and said,
"You're captain.
You're the new captain."
Sorry, dude. You're demoted.
This was 93. Like even for a bit joke, that's not the kind of thing that was said that often. Way to go, Beverly Hillbillies.
Well, she did whip his ass.
Oh, and then some. And she could kick a bear's ass barehanded. So I mean, again, like you want her to be your wrestling.
Bit is she just keeps putting him in holds, and he's like, "That's not legal."
No, and she's like, "Oh, that's
nothing legal."
No, I love that scene. She kicks him in the nuts.
That's definitely not legal.
What?
Well, what is legal?
I love it. Was again great comedy. They knew what they were. Again, this movie like can't be said enough. Can't be overstated. Everybody responsible. We love you. You guys.
Fantastic.
This is a love letter that more people need to do. I hate to be the one to say this because I love Rob Zombie in most of his movies. I wish The Munsters was more of a love letter to
like
the Munsters. This was a love letter to the Beverly Hillbillies.
I didn't even finish it.
It's bad.
It
right?
is. It's really bad. I wanted me too because I love the Munsters. I watched that all the time. So when they announced that shit, and I saw the trailer didn't look that bad. But then
I watched it and I hated
30 minutes, right?
I hated it.
30 minutes, and you're like, I can't.
I hated it.
Did he try? He usually does so good.
I don't know.
I like the Halloween reboots. Me and Lettingham went and saw those in theaters.
Well, his own stories are fucking great, dude.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yes. But something about him telling the thing. I think the thing that made me the most mad is like we're saying about this. Nobody for this movie came out and said, I was such a fan. I love this and I want people to understand it and come to respect it. But that's what they did. I hated Rob Zombie so much because he said all those things about the Munsters.
And then fucked it up.
And then gave me a movie where I was like, I don't know if you watched the Munsters.
Right. Absolutely.
We need to stop trashing. We're trashing on someone
He deserves it. He knows he deserves it.
We'll save it for one of his movies, though. That's what I'm saying.
What he needs to do is he needs to quit fucking around, reunite with the white zombie boys, and go back to doing that. That's when you were really, really good. You kind of.
I'm even down with movies, but just
you're so the longer you've been just solo Rob Zombie, the crazier you've gotten over the years.
All right, guys. Now that we have slowly drifted into Rob Zombie territory, I think we're good. I think we've circled. Like we've talked a lot.
We circled the whole drain, and now we're just hating on Rob Zombie.
We love the movie. This was fun, guys. Everyone should definitely go see it. But before we're completely finished,
find it.
Yeah, if you can find it. But before we're completely finished, we do have our new segment, which, Bo, I wanted to tell you, I have a name to pitch for you.
You have a name? Is it good? Let me hear it.
I think it's good. It's all about simplicity, though. Keep that in mind as I go in. You know, like we were trying to think, like, you know, you were like super connections, and I'm trying to let's keep it simple, right?
Yeah.
It's technically we've probably even already said, like the beauty here is we might have even already done it. It's just what's the thing, you know, like what's in the box? What's the thing?
I like it.
What's the thing? Because again, I think it super works, right? Because we've said it's the thing that takes you out of it, but we've already said that for different movies that means different things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the thing that literally is you're just like you hate it. You see it and you're like that takes me away from
the movie.
It. Sometimes though it's the thing that it does take you out, but in a fun way,
and you spend too long thinking about it,
right? And so as a way to go ahead, you don't even need to ask me this time since I did this, and to give credence to why I think this is such a good one. What's the thing this time is one of those. It's not a bad The Thing, but it does, every time I see it, it takes me to a happy place outside the movie, but it's outside the movie, right? It's Lily Tomlin. You guys know, I got super excited when we started this, but the faces.
I was gonna say, I think I know what it is about it.
When she makes these
like when she gets
fired, she half
Oh.
closes her eyes and
Oh.
stuff, and she does that. Or another one is when one of the first times, like, she's trying to get a date with Jethro. Like, he says something, and she kind of she does the eyes up at him, but her eyes are closed, and she does her almost like she's got an underbite. She drops her front teeth almost a little bit.
She makes these weird mug faces
that are so incredibly her, and they're so incredibly funny.
Just
but they
as
definitely
an
have
end point to a joke,
yes,
right?
They have nothing to do with the original character of Jane Hathaway. And I love it though. They shouldn't. That's what I mean. So this is why I think What's the Thing works is because, again, we've already.
No,
said
I
from
noticed
the
it in the movie. I was like, she's making some odd choices with her face here.
Do you not laugh out loud?
I do every time I see it because they're just so out of nowhere. It's almost like anime where somebody's
where they twist, where they stop in the middle of something and twist their face.
Yeah,
yes, it's just like
you get the little bing noise.
Lily Tomlin ahead of her time. That's what we're saying here.
She was the secret anime fan. She was watching the old school shit. She was watching Steam Boy from back in the day.
Yes, but so Astro Boy,
Astro
the original
Boy,
Astro Boy, yeah. So yeah, again, that's why I think What's the Thing works, right? Is because for examples like that, or even like you said, sometimes seeing the thing doesn't take you out. You just kind of be like, why did that? I want to know what the reasoning.
Yeah,
why the watermelon?
Why did they do that watermelon that way? Why was it so? It still bothers me. Why was it so important? The watermelon was upright.
Yes.
Just put the watermelon on the fridge.
But so again, they're not always things that we want gone. They're not things that
I want to know. The why, where, throughs, and whither.
And so, for me, this time it was 100%. It's a thing that needs to be there. I would never want her facial expressions to be gone, but they do. They take me out just to be like, I love Lily Tomlin.
Look at that.
I love America's treasure right there. You know what I mean? That takes me out just to be like, people don't give her the accolades she deserves for the silliness.
They really don't.
That she has. So, Bo, now that we have a name for this, I postulate to you. What's the thing?
The thing is we've mentioned it early on. The dude tells Jed, "You have more oil than Kuwait," and they only gave the man $1 billion. Bull fucking shit! I know for a fact Kuwait pulls more than $1 billion out of the ground every year. The fucking man ripped our boy Jed off.
Now, the only thing I might say to that as maybe a counterpoint is that technically, and this is a technicality counterpoint. This is not me trying to be like, you're wrong. This is
are you for real well actualing me right now?
No, well, but when I say it, you'll understand.
You got to do the you got to do the glasses if that's what you're doing, man. There you go.
But when I say it, you'll understand why I even had to say it. So he had to have gotten more than $1 billion flat. The guy was rounding somewhere.
Yeah.
He definitely probably didn't make $2 billion. But to be a billionaire after taxes are paid. This is the tax man of me coming out,
that's
right?
a good point. If I cut you a check for $1 billion,
you are not a billionaire.
You're not getting $1 billion.
You're 100 millionaire.
Yeah.
Right?
Hundreds of millionaires.
Yes.
But still,
you know what I'm saying? So, yes, this was a well-actually, but it's a very thought-out
real.
It's
a real world thing.
Really, that you'd have to, if the guy in the beginning was being very, very specific, which we know he couldn't have been, then he wouldn't have been called a billionaire by Mr. Drysdale, right?
Yep.
He had to have $1 billion after everything cleared. Liquid. He was a billionaire liquid for Drysdale to call him a billionaire.
Oh, so I'm wrong. The dude was actually super nice. He figured in the tax percentage into the original thing, so it would come down to a billion after he figured it up.
I'm saying that the guy was just lazy and it was going to be more than $1 billion, and he just said billion. There's no way that guy took the time to. That would be above and beyond.
I would have held out for more money. That's all.
Oh no, I agree.
Jed, my boy, I get it. You were happy in your little holler.
Well, remember though, he was so.
But
happy.
greed is
remember
good.
The lady, the one, Jethro's mom came in to even point that out to him. You don't have this, or this.
Yeah, we're living in paradise. I mean, maybe for a week or two out of the year, I could handle that.
I'm glad we said that before we actually wrapped everything up. Again, guys, we're basically at the end, but that reminded me of one thing that me and Bo talked about earlier that we almost forgot to even mention. Jethro's sister.
Jethreen!
Because the mom was the one that said those lines. That's why I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. We wanted to talk about Jethreen.
So fucking hard.
Well, because this is an era where you could still get away with that, right?
Yeah.
Like, today, we all know that maybe dressing up a random dude like a woman for no reason, like for a 30-second gag.
Yeah.
You might catch some stuff from some people. I do, though, however, miss an era. Again, they did it perfectly. They did it perfectly because it is that male-female sister.
Because it just pops up. It's just Jethro and drag, and the same just jacked wide shoulders. Like, I didn't mention that, dude. Fucking Diedrich's jacked in this fucking movie.
And I even want to stop to say this. Like, this is even coming from a fraternal twin. A twin that knows that you can't like, I don't look like my sister like that. I still love a joke like this, right? This is where
the sister's just a manly chick version of the brother.
So as one of the people outside of, just maybe a trans person themselves who could get upset by that, because I am a fraternal twin, I give my stamp of approval for that kind of joke. It was great.
Shit's funny.
And again, one last time before we get to the very end of everything, because we've said it so many times, the casting was perfection because the mom of Jethro looked so much like a slightly more feminine version of Jethreen. It like she was a little bit shorter, but they have like the same facial features. Well, and specifically, remember when we were talking about this earlier. Specifically, there's the one scene where they show the back. There's like, and literally, like, she is the same, like she's got very squared off shoulders. She is standing next to Dietrich Bader, and they look like they have the
all
same
6'3", 250 of you.
It's the same frame, but 0.85%, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so funny to see them standing side by side.
It's not even a real person. They just photoshopped it. They just took it and then just scaled it down next to him.
Again, just like I said, one last cherry on top of the sundae from the casting. Well, but it was perfection.
I know, but
it does feel a little
I hate
mean.
calling this poor lady like, hey, we got these really manly shoulders.
But the casting people did perfect.
Like, it's Hollywood. They're probably used to that shit.
So it's one of those things. It's like, it's mean to her, but it's nice to the casting people. I don't know which one I should do. But since we've already been so nice to the casting people, let's give them that last one. There's one more thumbs up. One more nod of approval that we love what you guys did here. All right, guys. On that, we are definitely done. We had a blast. As we've already said, because we thought we were finished once, definitely see the movie if you can find it.
If you can find it, search real hard. It's great. If you have a copy of it.
If you really need
lucky bastards.
If you really need to, message us. Maybe I'll tell you where you might. Again, this is not even Internet Archive or weird YouTube link where I was like, maybe I'll put it in the
one step above going to the dark web to find this
thing.
This
would 100% only come to us and ask about it if you really want to and you're comfortable with going to those types of places.
I had to deal with Boris on seedy Russian website.
He's gonna get mad. He said no names. Bro.
Sorry, forgive. No, I'm sorry.
All right, guys. On that, let's go ahead to say this. Hillbilly Hustle.
I'm feeling good.
Country Boys.
That blackberry lemon is, and I'm super happy it wasn't an IPA. If it had been an IPA, it would have been too much.
Yeah, we've done so many.
Yeah, it was good.
So yeah, on that though, Bo, go ahead and tell us, what are we doing for next time?
Next time, we're gonna be drinking some Mugshot Brewing's Coffee Cream Ale. Or Brewdog. I'm sorry, I did that completely wrong. Let me try that again. Brewdog Brewing Company's Mugshot Coffee Cream Ale. Because we're going to be doing the usual suspects.
There you go. That's right. It's going to be fun. Lots of people. Let's not focus on the spacey of it all, because He's still one of them question marks in Hollywood that we
We'll
really...
motherfuck him while we do the show.
Yeah, there you go. That works for me.
We'll trash him a little bit.
I also have some other things that I love the project, but maybe not him.
Yeah.
We did Wilder and Napalm, though, right?
Yeah.
Or wait, no, that was the other guy. That was the dude that looks like him. Man, I hate that. I did this. You remember now, though, right?
I do.
Like, it wasn't him.
Oh,
even
no,
though
I'm so
it
mad at
looks like
myself.
him.
I'm so mad.
All right,
What's
it's
his
okay,
name?
though, guys. We're going to stop now.
Go watch
Wilder
Wilder
and
Napalm and tell us how we fucked up.
How bad we butchered that guy a second time, even though
It was
I'm
not
pretty sure
Kevin
we said we
Spacey.
would never do that again. All right, you guys know whenever Jack watches the movie, the deal is he gets to talk about it. We'll go ahead and we'll let everyone know, he saw probably about 90% of the movie, or 80%. And it's not his fault. You guys already heard me tell you. He was there while I was trying to watch it from one of those unsavory places before I found one that was downloadable. He got to see most of it, but yeah, the movie did not quite work as well as we had hoped. He did try to watch with me again today, but I didn't need to watch it again. I know this movie.
Yeah.
I love this movie. On that though, Jack did put his good faith effort towards watching, so he definitely gets his good faith effort of talking. All right, buddy. What's one of the things you wanted to talk about the movie? Who's in this movie? How about that?
Jim Varney.
And who is he?
The cowboy who tried to...
Well, that's in this movie. Who do you know him as?
Ernest.
Ernest. There you go. That's what I was seeing if you could remember.
Called him a cowboy.
Cowboy. Well, I mean, he's going by the hat,
He's got
and
the
he's got a
double-barrel
gun.
shotgun,
The
yeah.
beginning, he shoots he shoots after what does he shoot at?
The bunny.
That's right. It's a bunny
And
rabbit.
then he misses and he hit the oil.
That's right. Goes everywhere, doesn't it?
Yep.
Covers everyone.
Yeah, it covered like 90% of his body.
Yeah, he got covered. But that's good though. That's why he had so much. He knew he was rich after
Magically, his hat is totally fine the next scene. He's just kind of wiping it with a rag and it's
And
clean.
that. Well,
why
it's not that bad, bud.
Yeah,
why
it comes
is
right off.
the visitor who got the job for vice president
Jethro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does he like feel like he is just did not go to college or any school?
Well, because he didn't. When they said he was the most educated person in the family, he was.
He graduated 6th grade. Only took him 3
The
tries.
part that you're not getting is that means the rest of them went to less school than he did. That's the joke. The joke is that, yes, he didn't go very far.
But he still got more than everybody else.
He still went further than all of the rest of the family.
He was determined.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. And on that, though, we'll go ahead and wrap everything up. So give us just a second to let this little guy out, and me and Bo will wrap everything up.
You're good, little buddy.
We've had a fun time. It's been good. On that, though, Bo, any last words before we're finished?
Got to like, you got to comment, you got to subscribe. Especially on Facebook. We are super close.
So close. Or at this point, YouTube, dude.
YouTube.
Okay, so Facebook, we're super close. I want you to do it because we could get monetized.
Yeah, money.
YouTube, though, we're just so close to 6.
Yeah,
Just
we're
to have
close,
that
so
round.
close
You
to
know, Bo
600.
loves a round
I like
number.
nice round numbers.
Hit the round number for us.
So hit us up on all the things. You know what to do. Man, dude, let's go do some hillbilly shit. Let's get the shotguns and the fucking banjo.
The man's an actor. He's a thespian.
Yes.